Hi and welcome to Scientific Calculator developed using Visual Studio Code Development Environment in Python. Alright, let me show you guys this tutorial and how it works. Okay, the video is actually created using Python development environment, but the application used is Visual Studio Code. Right, so I'm just going to show you guys how the whole system works. Now I'm going to go back to standard. There we go. Once you click on this file, you can navigate to standard or scientific, and all you then need to do is enter whatever you want to do. Let's say we want 5 multiplied by 9. Okay, if you change your mind, you can always use clear entry. There, multiply that by 4, so 5 multiplied by 4 is, and there we go, 5 multiplied by 4 is 20. Okay, we can now go to scientific calculator. In there you can add whatever you want to add. Let's say 9 plus 3. There we go. Let's find the sine of that, the tangent, the cosine, modulus if you want. There we go. Clear that, and let's look for the cosine of 1. There, clear. What about the logarithm of 1? 0. Okay, let's say 5 minus 5 plus or minus, multiply that by whatever. There we go. And these are some other function here or arithmetic operators that you guys can use for your day-to-day scientific calculation. So with that being said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you guys straight into Visual Studio Coding Development Environment, and we put one of these together. So let's exit out. Yeah. Okay, let's start with a new tutorial. So first of all, I'm going to save this very project. Let's save it all, and I'm just going to call it scientific. Yeah. Y scientific calculator, and let's enter science right in front of that. Okay, that will do. And right underneath here, you see where it says save type. I'm going to have to change that to Python. Here we actually have different programming languages that we can use, and I'm going to select Python here. There, and let's click on save. There we go. Now the first thing that I like to do is to import the following. Let's say from Tikinta, let's import all. I will enter a star there and import the following as well. There. Okay, the next thing is I'm going to come right down here and I'm going to declare my project. So the app is root, and I'm just going to call that TK, capital or uppercase T and lowercase k, enter parentheses. Come right down here, let's give our project a default name. So I'm going to enter title. Say that's one good thing about this, you get the feedback quick, and I'll just call that scientific. Scientific calculator. Yeah, that will do. Okay, now the next thing I want to do is the configuration of these. I'm going to, let's say root dot resize or resizable. The resizable, I'm going to make the width false equals false, and the height itself is going to be false. go back in there. That will be false. Height equals false, and close up the parentheses. Now what about the geometry? I'm going to say the geometry, root dots geometry, that is going to be, for the first part, that will be for the standard calculator, that will be 400 by 492 plus, I want to get it centered, plus 460 plus maybe 40. Yeah, okay, that would do. That would get it kind of like centered a little bit. All right, so let's come right down here. The next thing I'm going to do here, let's create a frame. I'm going to call that main frame is equals frame, and this frame is going to be a child of root. Yeah, child of root, comma, and BG20. That might be too much, but I'll see. Then let's get it parted equals 2, and I'm going to, okay, let's make that rigid. That should be in uppercase. There we go. Okay, so I'm just going to run that up and say grid there. So that is it. I've just created my frame. The other thing I'm going to create is, let's create another frame for my calculator. I'm going to call that frame, call that calculator, and I can just grab all of these anyway. Just grab all of those, paste them in here. What do I need to change? I want this frame, main frame, to be the parent of the calculate frame. Now, what else do I need? The padding is 2, and I'm going to round it up there. That's fine. And right underneath here, let me do one thing. I'm just going to round up the whole process and try it out. That's roots.main. Yeah. Enter parentheses there. I'm going to save this file. Save. Just run it and see how that's going to look like. It's going to be empty. There's nothing in it. Run without debug. Let's see. There, and that's my form there, but the borders are missing, so, but that's no problem. All we just need to do is, I'm going to add, let's come in and just get that grilled there. So that should take care of the missing border. So let's see, let's run it again, and as you can see, it's still not showing. So let's repeat the same thing here. Bring this down, and I'm going to run it now. Run without debug. There we go. That is it right there. Okay, but one thing I want to do now is, let's come down here. I'm just going to add menu. Yep, menu. Let's give it a name first. So I'm going to call it menu bar. Menu bar equals menu. And the menu is going to be a child of the calc itself. Then I'm going to enter menu, file menu, that is equals to menu, and it's going to be a child of menu bar. This very one here, paste that in there, and let's say tier of, that is going to be equal 0. Alright, and the data that will be inside it. I'm going to enter menu bar. Okay, menu bar dot add. And what am I adding? I'm adding an item to be cascaded, so that I'm going to call it the list. List add is going to be equals to file. That's the name of this item, comma, menu equals file menu. So I'm going to be right inside my file menu, this one. Alright, that is fine. So now let's add file menu dot add. Okay, file menu itself is now going to add the following item dot add, and that's dot add command, and that's going to be list. Let's say list, depend on what you want to call it. I'm going to grab all of this, paste that in there. So this one is going to be standard for the standard calculator, and I'm going to create some command for them later on anyway, so we'll get rid of this for now. The next one is going to be for the scientific, so this is going to be scientific. Then I'm going to separate it underneath here. Let's say separator, comma, separate to, enter parenthesis, and right underneath here now I'm going to add another one that would be for exit. Yeah, why not? I want to call that exit. Okay, so come down here. So to make sure that it displays, I'm going to say root dot configure, and that is going to be the menu equals menu bar. Right, that is it. So that should take care of that. Now maybe we should even enter a separator in there here, between that add-on separator. Let's see, I'm going to run it now. Let's run that and see how the menu is going to look like. That is the menu there, and those are my separators, so that is fine. Okay, now that is taken care of, let me take care of, maybe I should add a line here. I'm just going to add a broken line here. Yeah, that is going to be for, let's say we have some widget and maybe the text box. Come down here, I'm going to add my text box in there. First of all, I'm going to declare kind of like variable that is going to be, I'm going to call it add value. Add value is going to be equals to calc. Okay, of course I need to create a class for that. So first of all, let's create this class here. Class calc, maybe I should just call it class calculator so that you don't get confused. This is for the frame and this is for the, okay, we can call it class calculator. I'll change this one around. Yeah, why not? Okay, class calc, enter parentheses there, and that is going to be defined, enter another. Okay, let's get it initialized, and is going to be self. That is going to be self dot total, the very first variable I intend to use. I'm going to call it total, and this total is going to be nothing. I'll declare another one. I'm going to call that dot current, taking all the current value. For my current value, I'm going to say there's nothing in there as well. Now self dot input, that's going to be boolean, so that will be true or false. Right, now let's say self dot check. Now come down here, self dot check underscore sum equals false. Right, for the above the operator, I'm going to say equals OP. That is for the operator, and it's the operator right now is going to be nothing, so come out here, it's going to be equals nothing. Self dot result, that will be false as well. There we go. So those are the variables I intend to use underneath my function. Okay, the function initialized. Okay, now I would like to change this. This is calculator and this is calc. So let's change this to frame. Okay, calculator frame. Calc frame. Okay, let's put a frame in front of it. Calc frame. Yeah. Okay, so you know the difference. One is just the class is just calc, and this is calc frame. So here is going to be calc frame as well. There. Okay, now that that is taken care of, let's take care of the right underneath here. I'm going to then take care of my text box. So let's enter a broken line there. So the text box is going, let's call it text result. That is going to be an entry, and this very entry is a child of calc. Right, the frame, calc frame, calculator frame, comma, and the font equals, let's say area. Okay, area is fine. And comma up there, comma. Let's make the size about 16, comma, and we'll make it bold. There. Okay. Let's go for border. Border equals, oh no, background color equals cadet blue. Cadet blue. There, that's the color I intend to use for that. Enter a speech mark in there, or a quote, comma. Border is 10, no 10. Okay, let's say 30. 30 might be too much though. And the width is going to be 26, and I'll get it justified right. Justified right equals right. There we go. And let's just get our result. Come right down here, paste result dot grilled. That is going to be row equals 0, comma, column equals 0 as well. And I'm going to ask this column to actually span about 4, the size of all the buttons that we have in there equals 4, comma, and get it padded to the y-axis by 1. Yeah. What about value in there? I can just say result dot insert, and that will be 0. There. Okay. I want to try that out. Run. And let's see. Okay, right here. There's a comma missing there. Where is it here? There we go. Alright. Let's make sure no more comma is missing. Now run that again. There we go. Look at it. Alright. You see, those are the 2 borders. So what I'm going to do is, you see this very border? That is the border from the mainframe. I'm going to get rid of that border so that the whole thing will be even. Where is border? This one. Get rid of that. I think one border will do. Come down here, run. And let's see now. There we go. That is fine. Okay. Alright. Now let's add some buttons. So right underneath here, I'm going to add some button widgets. So here, I'm just going to enter numeric, let's say numeric button. Numeric button. Numeric button. That is equals, starting from 7, 8, 9. That's going to be the arrangement of the button. So it's going to be 4, 5, then 1, 2, 3. There, that's going to be the arrangement of my button. 4, 5, 6, 3. Okay, that's cool. Now, underneath here, I'm going to just create one lazy variable. I'm going to call that I equals 0. Alright, and let's create an array. So I'm going to call that btn equals there. Let's use a for loop. Now for, open a bracket. No, this is not C++. For j in the range of, so that is going to be the arrangement of my buttons in the range of 2 by 5. Okay, starting from 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's going to be about 3. That's 4. And for Q, that is going to be in the range of 3. There. I'm just going to enter column there. No, not semicolon, column. Okay, now let's say btn dot append. Okay, I want you to append as follows, and that is going to be button. This button is going to be a child of calculator frame. Come on, the width is going to be equals 6. I'm going to make the height about 2. There, make that 2. And the font, let's just copy that font up here. Where is it? Grab this font, paste it right here. Font 6. Okay, that's fine. And let's say border is going to be 4. Comma, press enter, and I'm going to say the text on it. That is going to be whatever we have inside or on the buttons. So that's going to be numeric button. Paste that in there within an array. Okay, now let's come down here. We just need to say btn dot, now that should be array command. Let's put that in a quote. Yeah, and that is going to be equals to lambda There's an A missing. Alright, lambda, that is x equals number button I, that's the I I'm referring to there, and I will say column add value, this very one, this very add value will still be used later on, add value. I think this should work now. Let's see. Right here I need to round up the whole button though. Okay, let's do that here. Button I dot grid, yeah, dot grid, and that is going to be, let's say, row equals j, comma, column equals q, yeah, and let's get it padded equals 1. Right, what else do I need to do? Okay, right underneath here I am now going to, let's say, I plus equals 1. So hopefully that should get it iterated. So let's run it and see. There we go. Now I have my buttons in place. See that, guys? Alright, now that the button is taken care of, I'm going to need some other buttons, but I'm going to need some other buttons for the arithmetic operators here, and there will be 0 and so on underneath here. Okay, well, for now I'm just going to call it the end of the first part of this tutorial, and I'll see you guys shortly.